Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hi everyone. If you were watching the first video or the first episode, you'll possibly remember that I tried to sleep. I'm happy to report possibly that I failed miserably in that endeavor. So I'm just going to flow with this. If I'm up, I'm up, and you only live once, as they say. I just wanted to pick up something that I said previously, connected to the American poet William Stafford's poem, where he mentioned the descent. And I just want to say a few words about descending in this life, descending into ourselves. If you read or listen to a lot of Michael Meade, some of his material speaks tremendously and poetically about descent and the importance of descending, growing down into yourself as opposed to growing up. We're obsessed nowadays with growing up. I don't know how many times I've heard my parents once upon a time say grow up. I hear other parents now, being a parent myself, tend to tell their kids, when are you going to grow up, and so on and so forth. We're always growing up. Now there's the problem. If we're always growing up, then we can't grow down. Just like a tree is rooted into itself, and its height is a reflection of how deep it's grounded. I think it's the same thing with us. Our souls want to be grounded, and our spirits want to ascend, and it's the tension between those two that create the fruit, that create the givings and the offerings. I think too many of us are just obsessed with growing up and reaching higher heights, higher sales, higher figures, higher grades, and we forget that we also have a depth to us. Our words have depth, our energies have a depth, but it's also important to balance it. Obviously, you can't lose yourself down there, but I just think it's important to remember that there's a lot more to life than growing up. A lot more. In fact, the most beautiful things happen when we fall. If anybody's done judo, they teach you how to break fall for the first couple of weeks, and only when you're okay with falling can you really get to appreciate what judo is all about. And it's the same thing with the failure in episode 1, where I was speaking about we all need to fail a little more in order to get our own parachutes, so we can descend into who we are, descend into who we were made to be. So that's it from me. Happy landings, happy descending, and all the best. Shukran.